We're live. Hi, everybody. So this is Garage Geek, and I'm with Donald Rex, and we're just getting together for a kind of impromptu hangout because we both won a lot on eBay that we shared of comics, and we're going to show those comics off. But Donald is going to start by showing off some of his comic convention badges.
Oh, yeah. I was going through some stuff, and I found this little tin that had my
Tupperware,
pot, a useful pot to put things in, and
on.
it's full of these badges, like this one.
Wait, I'm gonna make you big. Okay, how do I do it?
There's you.
I know, I'm gonna flip you over.
Okay.
I mean, whatever.
So this one is you might be able to see it signed by Alex Nino. This is from Houston Con in 1988, and this is Dallas Fantasy Fair from 1984.
Is that an armadillo?
Yeah. It's a little sticker that came from somewhere.
Wow, 1988. I was what, like? Oh, I was 20.
You see, this is Context from 1987, and this convention was significant because I met a significant person who helped me with my painting. She was like my muse for many years. I painted her over and over again. And this is from Aggie Con, 1987.
I don't know any of these cons.
What
does Aggie mean? Aggie,
Texas A&M.
Oh, okay.
Texas Aggies. And this is the San Antonio convention. I don't know what year. And let me see. Houston Fan Fair. I don't know what year that was. But these are getting dull. Let me dig down. Here's Leprechaun. That would have been 1980.
Leprechaun 7.
That would have been probably 1986.
And why do you think it was called Leprechaun? Like,
because it came out on St. Patrick's Day.
All right, that makes sense.
Let me see. This was another Dallas Con. I don't know what year that was.
Oh, that's.
Oh no! Wait a minute. That was that was a Houston Con. That was a comics fair. So I drew a little rose on my. Well, there's a whole ton of them, but here's a kind of a fancier one with from 1986, Texas occasional Lone Star Fantasy Fair comics and chili cook-off.
Oh yeah, son, was that con for people with leprosy? That's hilarious.
And this is kind of dull, so I'll just do one more. This was Marjorie Con from, I think that would have been about 1983 or 1984. My friend, he was a policeman, and he was a big comics fan, and he put on this convention for this woman named Marjorie who had been a crime victim, and he was trying to raise money for her. So that was Marjorie Con. Okay, that's enough of that.
So Comic Crack said old ass guy checking in on old ass guys looking at old ass comics. Because remember I named this old ass comics. Yeah. So thanks for sharing. Like I remember when I would go to cons as a kid, and I don't even know if they were cons or not, but I would go and they would be at the local mall and they were free. They were just set up, outside the shops in the middle of the mall.
That's the way it used to be before they would have these big productions with movie stars and whatever for a lot of money.
Yeah. So I have never actually been to one of the large cons. Never. I've never been to any of them where I've paid. So I don't really know what they're like, which is a weird thing because a lot of comic people on YouTube, they go to the cons a lot.
Yeah.
And so, have you ever been to one of the large cons?
Yeah, I went to WonderCon in 2008. And actually, I made a comic book to give away at WonderCon. This is Comic Book Shaman goes to WonderCon 2008. And I was giving these away, and I gave one to some comic pro. I can't remember who it was. And he said, when you make a comic book, you should never put the date on it because then it's going to be, out of date. And I went, well, after today, it's going to be out of date. So,
Yeah.
Did I ever send you one of these?
No, you haven't. So
That's
that's something I'm going to look forward to in the mail.
Okay.
So the next thing we wanted to talk about is we were both kind of excited about this Kickstarter, which is for pre-code horror facsimile collection. So I'm going to go ahead and show that real fast. Let me do this. Wait, which one is it? Yeah, like this. So I'm going to show it on my phone. Hopefully it comes through. Now, if you go on to Kickstarter, so basically it looks like this. And this person is trying to kickstart this, which I've never done a Kickstarter, but I actually downloaded the app just for this one because I wanted to see what this was all about. And so what they're doing is, it's not coming through. So this person is basically doing a facsimile edition of these 15 comics. But that's not all. You could also get full runs of many of these comics. This is just like the overview packet. So you can get this packet of 15. My lighting adjusted. You can get that 15 called the Frightening 15. And I mean, a lot of these comics are worth a lot of money because they were mentioned in that. What was that book?
Seduction of the Innocent.
Yeah, Seduction of the Innocent. Like, okay, now the lighting won't go. Oh, there. So there, I mean, you can tell why. I mean, look at this. That is bonkers. Yeah. So human sacrifice with the KKK and Nazis. So I mean, like
they call that the most expensive non-Marvel and non-DC comic book there is.
Yeah. So who wouldn't want facsimile editions of all these? And then they show a picture of the crowd like burning the comic books because of because of that Seduction of the Innocent thing. So you have a choice of these different sets. So you could get that like variety set of, what did I say, 15
Fearful 15.
Yeah, but then they also have sets of they also have, if you're interested, but neither of us are, they also have variants with like foil issues, foil covers, and that raises the price up, but neither of us are really interested in that. For example, they have special silver foil. And then what I was also really interested in is they also have full runs. So, for example, they have this Suspense 1 through 12. And they have 2 or 3 different sets of these, but they get to be quite expensive if you want all of them. It's like $150 or more per set. $175, for example, for that set. It says the price right there, and then you can get the.
Those are a box too, though. It's kind of
neat. You get a box with it, which is neat. Yeah, you get a box with the comics in it. But if you really want this, like I would want all of the sets, the 3 sets of all the comics, and that would run you around. You're getting into the $500 or $600, and that's without any of the extras. But you were saying that you wouldn't mind just having the base set with all the different.
Yeah, that would be good for me. And the thing that I really like about them is they say that they're using the same quality paper for the interior and the covers. Excuse me.
Yeah. Good time to look at some comments.
Yeah. Because that's, I like to have them. Some of the facsimiles are on funky paper with funky reproduction, but they say the reproduction is like dot for dot. It's like perfect.
Wow. I mean that authentic stuff is nice. I do like when they're on really nice paper and you can see the art really crisps. But a lot of people don't like that because it's not authentic. So I could
I
go
like
with it.
newsprint. It really gets me.
Mm. So Pie I have never done a comic. I think that looks so cool, but it was pricey. Yeah, and then I've never done a Kickstarter, so I don't know what the risk is for
There
any of
is a
that.
risk because if they don't come out, you don't get your money. So there is some risk, but I've backed like 4 Kickstarters so far, and they've all come through. So
But who would keep the money? Like if it doesn't come out, why would they keep your money? They would have to give it back, right?
no, I don't think so.
So like
If you
that.
read the fine print down at the end, it explains all that.
Oh, that doesn't make any sense. Like, why would you just give them $400 and then be like, "Oh, we're not putting anything out, so we'll keep your money"?
Yeah.
Like what?
Well, that's like it's like a disclaimer.
Yeah.
Read all the fine print.
Okay, so Comic Crack likes the newsprint. The boxes do look cool. They would look beautiful on your shelf, and then of course the facsimile editions are inside.
And they've collected enough money so that they've got all those extras are already included, like embossing the boxes and stuff. And they've collected like 10 times what they were trying to get. So it should come out.
Yeah, I
I
mean,
think the Kickstarter is only going for like another 10 days too. So get your order in.
So that leads us to facsimile editions in general, because like DC and Marvel have been putting out facsimile editions, and to varying success. But there's another company that is putting out these Golden Age comics. For example, this one is called Black Cobra, and these are about $12 to $14 each issue. And they come in this plastic bag with this seal, facsimile editions. And when you open it up, I'll show you how it looks inside. I mean, you can tell they're photocopy editions, but they look really nice. And when you think about some of these issues, they're really hard to find in good condition. And some of them cost a lot of money, right? And so when you open it up, they really, I don't know if it comes across, but it really does look like someone put together a photo, like a photocopy, color photocopies. But if you think about it, to print this, even on a color photocopy, that's still, I think, a pretty good deal for $12. Like an independent company, like doing this. And so I think you mentioned that you don't like it as much because it doesn't look, it does look like in many ways like a photocopy. But on the other hand, to me, I think it looks pretty professional. It's
They look good. But I'm just really curious to see, if you from reading their description, I'm kind of excited about them. So I'm going to risk $150 to get the 15. $10 a piece seems like a steal.
175, I think. So
no, 150 for the basic.
Oh, it was? Okay. Yeah. So they're probably going to be in this kind of quality, do you think? Or do you think they'll be better?
I think they'll be better. At least they were saying that they would, that they match perfectly with the. So it's like getting in a time machine and going back and buying them off the stands.
Oh, so that would be really, really cool. And so that was going to lead us into this idea of, what we're talking about buying on Kickstarter. There are a lot of companies, especially the PS art books. They have been putting out different varieties of these hardback books, reprinting old comics. I know you have a couple to show, and I have a couple to show. They come out in 3 different versions. They come out in these slipcase editions, which we'll show off. They also come with just the book that's inside, and that's a cheaper version to get. And then many of them are also coming out in soft cover, which of course that's the cheapest. And I went back and forth. Originally, I was going to buy the soft ones because you can buy more and they're cheaper. And I actually bought this one. I think I got it at a comic book convention or on eBay for like really cheap. So I bought this one, and now I'm kicking myself because then I bought these, and I like them so much more. and this is in the same set. And when you, and this is stupid, right? But when you get all of them, they form an image. They form this, the logo of the comic. So each comic series that you get will form the logo when you put it on the shelf. I know that's silly, but if I already have two of them, I'd like to have that one in the version as well. But I actually started reading this right before the show, and I was really getting into it. These comics are a lot of fun. So why don't you go ahead and show off the two that you have, and then I'll show off mine.
Okay. First one I have is Frankenstein.
I'm gonna put you to the big screen. Let me drag you over. There you go.
This is volume 3, but it starts with issue number 1 of Frankenstein because the two earlier ones were Prize Comics reprints. And I guess I shouldn't have mirrored the screen because now everything looks backwards, but at least I can tell which way I'm.
Will you do me a favor? Will you open up I don't know what it's called, when you open up the front cover and the back cover?
Oh,
yes, that's what's so cool about these things. Look at those beautiful end pages. I guess that's what they're called.
Yeah. Dick Briefer art. Yeah.
Yeah, look at that. I mean, that's so cool in these books.
Yeah. These I got these at Half Price Books for like less than $20 each. So when I see them, I usually jump on them if I have the money.
Will you hold up the Frankenstein, the full cover with the box? See, the reason I like the box, because you get on the cover you get this full art.
Yeah.
Right? And compare it to this, which has a border around it. Yeah. Right? And so you get the full art, and that's one of the reasons I love those slipcase editions.
But they're not all like that because, maybe they are. Because
I think they are.
This one Rula, and they put little inserts on there.
Maybe the original comic had those in there too. Maybe, I don't know.
This has got all the Matt Baker stories from all these different expensive comics.
Wow.
And see the end papers.
Look at that.
Woo! That's Rula, I guess.
She's got her bikini.
Yeah. What is that? A snakeskin bikini? I don't know.
Leopard? No, it looks like a lizard. Okay, what is she fighting?
Like a leopard?
A leopard,
yeah.
Maybe that's where she got the bikini later.
And it's like it's underwater too, isn't it? They got
water. Oh yeah.
Bubbles.
That's pretty cool.
Delete that one. But this is, and the reproduction is okay. It's just okay. It's not great. It doesn't thrill me. But on the other hand, you can actually read the stories, and it's not that bad. And this has some really really good stories like South Sea Girl. And these comics are just astronomically expensive. I mean, even when I was a kid, they were like $100, way out of my reach. And now they're just thousands of dollars.
Wow.
So this one also has the something going on there on the spine.
I see a hip, I think, and a breast, maybe. It's like I don't know what that thing's sticking out at the end. Like a Madonna bra. Who did that? The Madonna bra?
Matt Baker.
No, there was a designer who did Madonna's, that really famous bra that Madonna was wearing.
Oh,
because of the G. I forget his name.
Gosh, this one will go back in.
I'm not gonna make a "that's what she said" joke. Okay, I'm not gonna do that. Okay, so I'm gonna show off mine. So I have two that I bought in a lot on eBay. Let me slide myself over. Now I probably got these cheap because the Forbidden Worlds I don't think are as in demand as, for example, something like Rula. Like the Matt Baker stuff is pretty hot right now, and so I think like if I were to go on to eBay to buy that one, I'd probably pay a lot more than I would for these. So the first one that I have is number 3, and hold on, sorry, It won't come out of the bag. So here we go. We got this really cool frontispiece, right? And all the issues that are in the comic. And then of course, you pull it out. And so this is the standard version, right? Like, see how different the art is? Like the size. That's why I really like these slipcases. They're so cool. And of course, I want to see. Ooh, look at this one. That's just so cool. Look at that Spider Woman. That's awesome. And then, oh, this one is cool too. Look at that. I mean, I just love that art. And yeah, when you see the inside, it's fine. And even they have the backs and the ads, in it. It's pretty cool. And then they have the full cover. So these, I got both of these, I think, for $40, I think, on eBay. I mean, that's normally what one of these costs. One of them new costs between 40 and 60, I think. Unless you buy it in a store, I think, I don't know what the retail is on these things. Yeah, I'm not sure. Yeah, but the chest of death. That's Rula. She had the chest of death. And so the next one I have is, I don't know, this robot's getting freaky with this column. But this one is number 12, The Forbidden Worlds. And I mean, look at the orange background on that. That is just so cool. I love solid backgrounds in comics like that. So I'll get the book out. And again, there's the shrunken down art. Let's look at the end pages. Ooh, look at that one. In the beginning.
Ah, cool. Art by Al Williamson.
Isn't that? Yeah, I mean, look at that. Those cavemen need a tan. They've been in the cave too long. Uh-oh. Oh, this is the music. I was like, this is probably not going to be PC, but they're in the museum, and I guess the exhibits are coming to life in this one.
Caveman, a pirate, and an Indian. Oh, man.
Yeah. And there's even someone in an armor.
Oh, yeah.
A suit of armor coming. So, yeah, a lot of fun, these books. And I told myself I have to read all 3 of the ones that I have before I can buy another one. So that's going to make me, I think, because I want to collect more of these, and more are coming out each month. But I'm not going to go crazy, because normally when I start something, I start going crazy and but they're expensive. So I'm gonna make sure that I read these 3. Now I think I was lucky. I think I was lucky that I got these for 20 each, because it was a lot of 2. I've noticed that some of these Forbidden World ones are cheaper. They go cheaper than some of the other sets. Maybe because the other ones are out of print now. Oh, let me put us back to the same size.
Have you looked at that site, Half Price Trades? Maybe they carry those.
I looked at those, and they don't have. They had like 1 or 2 of them, but the prices weren't that good. They were like $40, which is kind of standard what you can find them on eBay for. So I don't know. I'm waiting until I finish these anyway. I can't buy any more until then. So I don't know if anybody in the audience, what do you think about those collection? And that company is called PS Art Books. And we've really been talking about a lot of like these reprints of really, really old, like Golden Age comics. And so we talked about a Kickstarter, and then we talked about facsimile editions that are coming out. And then we moved to this PS Art Book. And then we're going to, finally, we're going to move into this eBay lot. Do you want to explain that, or do you want me to explain it?
Well, I was looking through eBay. I'm always looking for romance comics. And I saw this picture of a stack, 95 comics, and my eyes got really big. And I said, I got to get those, and I was thinking about in my head, how much are they going to go for? And I was thinking, well, they're probably going to go for about $300 at least. So I'm thinking, can I afford that? Do I want to spend that much? Because I'm going to have, so I looked at them, and, luckily he had a list of which ones were there. So, I went through and, copied down his list, and that's what I do is write down the artists in each issue, and then I kind of figure out in my head what the.
Let me just answer this. From this one was July 1951. So most of them are like the 30 to 50s, right? For the comics, right? For these?
Yeah, 40s and 50s, I think. Yeah.
Oh, and I just wanted to say, like, when you said like 95 comics for $300, when you really think about it, it's not a lot. It's just forking down $300 at a time, right? But when you think about it, almost $100 for 300 comics, $3 an issue, that's really not a bad price at all.
Yeah,
it's just the $300 all at once.
That's why I like the big lots.
Yeah,
because like the smaller lots of like 10 usually go for like $5 or $6 or $7 each. But on the big ones, you can get them cheaper per book. But the problem was I broke it down, and I already had almost half of those books.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking, well, I'm just gonna have all these duplicates. So I talked to David about it, and he says, oh, because I knew he liked them, so he fell for my trap and went for it. Said, oh, I'll split it with you, and I said, all right.
So we went in halfsies on this, and so we both got something nice out of this.
So I ended up getting it for $270, including tax and shipping, which I had bid like $300. So, I always wait till the last minute to bid.
And that's almost $1 issue.
3 seconds, huh?
Wait, no, that's almost what, like $3 an issue? Almost. It's like $2.
Yeah, right around there too. It's like $2.75 an issue.
Pretty cheap. I mean, considering how old these comics are.
Yeah. And let's show a few.
All right. So I actually have 2 stacks because remember it was a 300 or 100 comic lot. So we got some comics to show. We don't have to show them all, but if you as an audience get tired, just someone say enough already. So let's do 5 at a time. I have mine in alphabetical order.
So do I.
And I put mine in Mylar. I was like, I'm gonna do these comics justice, Donald. I want you to see them in their glory. And so I've already put them in Mylar. And then we had a discussion about the advantages and the disadvantages of Mylar, right? And so maybe we can talk about that in a little bit. Never give a sucker an even break. Enough. Five Face says, enough already before we even start. Do you want to start? I have trouble dragging people around.
I'll start.
There you go.
Let me see. First, we have a Secret Romance. This is from about 1970. I think all these books are between 1969 and 1976. And there goes my dream. If I tell him Chi-Chi is really what Chi-Chi is really like, he'll fire me and marry her. Oh man, what a dilemma.
Yeah, so these are all from a company called Charlton, which we forgot to mention. And
they're Charlton, and a trademark of Charlton was they had the cheapest printing press, and the books were always kind of funky, So if you get a book that's nice looking and Charlton, you're really getting something because usually they were just totally beat.
Yeah, and I think as a comic collector myself, I've always disregarded Charlton, and for a large part of my life, I disregarded Dell Gold Key, and now I'm like doing a total 180. I'm really finding Dell and Gold Key comics collectible, and I'm also moving into the Charlton realm, and these comics are actually pretty cool.
So this next one is Dear Ellen. I guess she's an advice columnist. And she's like, oh, these letters are too coincidental. I think my boyfriend's writing them. What is he laughing at me? So, it's just ridiculous stories. But they have some really good artists. Like this cover, I think, is Pete Morrissey, who's famous for doing Thunderbolt for Charlton. But he was an artist in the Golden Age. He's done a lot of really interesting stuff.
Yeah, so these are a lot of names that I'm not familiar with, and that's why I really appreciate what you do, is because you always point out the artists, the inkers, and it's helping me understand the background of these comics more.
She may wear your ring, but she'll never belong to you because he's the man for me. This is an Art Capello cover. He was stalwart of Charlton romance. I've never seen his work anywhere else except in Charlton romance. If anybody's ever known anything about him, I'd like to hear it.
Wow.
Okay, is that 5?
I don't remember. We
Maybe
don't have
one
to
more.
be that exact. One more. Go
Okay,
ahead.
maybe one more. Here's another archipelago. This is like a montage with no.
I have that one.
Yay!
That's like
Yeah,
one of the only romance comics I had.
all right.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see some of yours, David.
All right. So I'm shifting over, and the first one I have is Career Girl Romances.
Ooh, that's a Luis Avila cover.
Look at this. Look at all the faces in the background. It's almost George Perez's. So dating a movie star, so excited Dory. She never noticed Pete noticing her. I mean, come on, that's awesome. And then free mod 3-in-1 picture of Bobby Sherman. Who's Bobby Sherman?
Bobby Sherman.
Was he?
He was big in the 60s.
Yeah, because I noticed. I was very curious about the Susan Day pinups and everything. And when I opened it up, they were drawings. I thought there would actually be pinups of them, but no, they were actually artistic drawings of the people.
And I don't think they got permission to do those or anything. They just put them in.
So this one is a 20 center. Sorry. Greg never loved me. How can I live without him? Barbara had to learn I could not let love come first. And look at him. He's all like, look at her outfit.
Did you tell her no?
Wow. Well, I guess he can. We know I can't. Bobby's it. Oh no, his name is Greg. All right, here's for lovers only, and there's some kind of skiing motif on this.
That one's got an Enrico Niete story in it. Open that one and read it. That's a good one.
Oh, okay. I'll marry you, Kirby, probably by June. What does that have to do with, like, she's too involved in skiing because she doesn't want to give up skiing to marry him?
Yeah, I don't know. You know, she's saying, oh, it's June and they're skiing, so she's like putting it off.
Yeah. There's a couple in this set that you've given me that have this weird art, but it's really interesting.
That's Tom Sutton.
It's just so different from all the other artists.
Yeah.
And there's no like word bubbles. There's nothing explaining what's going on. I guess this woman's putting on her makeup.
She's looking in the mirror, right? She's looking in her compact and she sees them coming with the flowers. You know, it's like it tells the story without words.
Yeah, but normally they have to be all scandalous and there's got to be like something racy. And then here's just a woman getting flowers from her boyfriend.
Tom Sutton was a really interesting artist and he did a lot of work for their horror books too.
And look at this one. A wow at a luau. Norma's dilemma. Can she love both Tad and Fritz at the same time?
That's Hollywood romances. Yeah. So cool.
Hilarious. All right. You're up. Oh, wait. Bobby Sherman. He's a freaking dreamboat.
Oh, yeah. Next, we have Secrets of Young Brides. And these were cool because they were married, so they could be a little more racy. You know, they could like be in bed together and stuff. So,
wow, look at that red background. That one is beautiful.
Yeah, and he's putting the ring on her. Oh man,
I like that cover.
Is that like a indication of something?
I don't know, but I just really like the solid background of that.
Yeah, and these are in really good shape too. Another Secrets of Young Brides. There they are.
Yeah, there's another one that doesn't have any words on the cover.
Right.
Interesting.
None of these do. This next one has a Tom Sutton cover. Isn't that nice?
Yeah, that kiss is really awkward though.
Well, that's what happens when you come at it from that angle, you know.
I guess. Peter and Mary Jane pulled it off in the movie.
Yeah. And this is Mike Vosburgh cover.
Wow.
If you're familiar with him, but he was kind of a thing in the 70s. This is one of his early works for Charlton. And let's see. I think this is Art Capello.
Oh wait.
So that's all my secrets of young brides.
Wow. Secrets of Young Brides. That's awesome.
Yeah. The good thing about it in this era, they told you what year it was on the cover. Like this is from 1976. Once they started having the bullseye, they would put the date on the cover, which I always liked that.
Oh yeah, you're right. On the bullseyes they do. Yeah. So if you're not familiar with it, like this was a classic Charlton, and then later they moved to that bullseye. Oh, it's over here. So, anyways, I have Romantic Story, and we have Amelia. At least try to look as if you're enjoying my party, and his friends will ruin us. The Killers of Cupid. So, what are they smoking over here? Like, what's going on? Romantic Story. In this issue, find a word puzzle page. No dictionary needed. Just what is it? I guess for idiots. He's handsome, a pilot, and he's interested in me. But I've heard that he has a girl in New York. I won't accept just half a love.
Oh.
But look at her. Like, this is so 60s. That's hilarious. Another secret romance. Look, even in the logo, there's like a lock.
Like a chastity belt.
What's Emily's game? A different me. A different me. What about Ralph and Ray? Ooh, what about Ralph and Ray? Wait, I'm interested. A different me. What about Ralph and Ray? Anyways, fun. And two more. The next two are secret romance. This is number 17. Wait till Bev finds out about us. Vicky and Jim are getting too friendly. I better warn her that he's my man. And they have that. Where's that? He's my man in bold. Oh, Captain. Oh, with a captain's hat. And it's going to be a lot of fun reading through these comics. There was one comic that I did an overview, and it was a lot of fun. So I'm looking forward to reading these. Oh, and by the way, I want to just take the time to shout out that Donald Rex has been reading through a lot of the stories and like zooming in on the art and showing them off. And if you're interested in any of these comics, like he's going through them, and they're a lot of fun because not only does he do the voices, which is pretty funny, and going ooh, and then he also talks about the artists and the inkers and that kind of thing. And I mean. Now, let's just look at this cover, right? So this is a cover that, typical art, you might not say that's very good, right? When you compare this to a Marvel or a DC comic, but I really kind of find it intriguing. I mean, look at the rays of the sun. It's colorful. The background, there's a yacht. These two, the patio. I don't know. This is I think as a younger person, I wouldn't have liked this art at all, but now I'm starting to kind of really appreciate that this is pretty nice. So Charlton, you can still find a lot of Charlton comics for cheap, right? When you go to comic conventions, they will be a lot of them in the $1 or $2 bins, but more and more people are starting to catch on, and you're not finding really good condition ones, I think. And I mean the art is, I don't know. What do you think about the cover on this one, Donald?
I like it. That one in the Grand Comic Database, it's credited to Frank Boyle, but I think that's Enrico Niente. I think because it just looks like his style.
Yeah. I don't know. So I'm going to slide you on over.
Okay. In this lot of 95 comics, there was one single Lonely Sweethearts comics. And it's got, sure, Gene writes while he's away at the scholarship, but letters are only paper. I want Gene. She wants some little Gene there. She wants his jeans.
Look at that tear.
And there's Susan Day poster in here.
Oh my gosh.
It's open. We want to see it?
Yeah. There's I guess Susan Day gets a lot of posters in these comics. Look at
I
that.
think that's by Don Sherwood.
Oh Lord.
Yes, she is. And
That
yeah, they're not licensed or anything. I don't think they just like put them in. That was like earlier times when they could get away with that.
wow.
And this next one has a cover by Tony Tallarico. This is Teenage Love.
Okay, those people they're too white on that. Like they're like devoid of any color.
Tony Tallarico was always like a joke when I was growing up. People would say when they talked about the worst artists, Tony Tallarico's art would always come up. Yeah, I was more of a Shirley Jones guy too. She was hot.
No comment.
And let's see, Teenage Love. A lot of vignettes on there. Kind of a little story, chasing her around. Does he
The
catch
kiss
her?
I
Oh
can't
yeah,
forget.
he catches her at the end. And the
Wow.
other girl is like, "Oh no, he's my boyfriend." Let's see. Turn him loose. And Larry's fair game again. Now that you're leaving for Nebraska. Leaving for Nebraska? Oh yeah, Larry, is that true? You're gonna forget about me as soon as you leave? That's about the size of it, lady.
Wow.
Teenage Love. Oh, this is a good one. This is a cover by Jose Luis Garcia Lopez. And this character was Johnny Love. He rode around on his motorcycle and had adventures with beautiful young girls. And they'd always kiss, and he'd get up on his motorcycle and head off to the next place.
Johnny Love.
Johnny Love. Okay, what do you got?
Oh, that's awesome. All right. I am gonna slide on over. I'm gonna try. Oh, there we go.
You're getting good at this, David.
So we've got this very, very blue background in this secret romance, and there's a car wreck. And one of the ones that I did a review on, it also had a woman whose husband died in a car crash, and then so I'm seeing some repeated storylines here.
You think that could happen?
And then we have this one again, like this one in this issue. Find a word puzzle page. No dictionary needed. they're really like pumping these find a word puzzle pages.
And all the books that I found, they've never found one that was worked.
And then look at this. There's like this black and white square of people shooting a gun on this one.
Yeah, isn't that cool?
That's interesting. That's
Jose Luis Garcia Lopez.
Wow.
Yeah. I think his books are valuable. I mean, I think they're worth at least $10. I mean, it's his very early work.
Speaking of Jose Luis, what was the name? Garcia
Lopez.
Here we have Mexican Madness.
Yeah, Teenage Love.
What is going on? Oh, Lord. What is this one? The Four Honeymooners. This one is hilarious because he's like, and then it's Splitsville.
Where you going, honey? Splitsville.
And here we have Vivian, please have dinner with me tonight. You heard Miss Ryman creep. Split.
It's another Lopez.
This one has like a border around it.
It was hard for me to give those up. See, that one's even signed in the corner there.
But it's not. But it's part of the comic.
Yep.
Right? No, it's not like an extra. Like signed by the artist.
It's signed. This is his signature. That he's. There weren't very few had signatures on the cover, but I guess he was one of their top artists, and he got to put his signature on that cover.
Oh, but yeah, so it's part of the comic though. But I hear what you're saying. Yeah. It's not like a signed edition or something like that.
No, right.
Yeah. So slide you on over.
Are you dying yet?
We're not even halfway through this, and I'm like, my throat's dying.
Watch it. Yeah, yeah. Buy me a dream. It's Johnny Love getting run off the road.
Yeah, look at that.
Screech.
That was
Well,
pretty
there's the
cool.
beginning of another Johnny Love adventure there. Oh, this is a particularly notable book, Teen Confessions, number 59 from 1969. This is one of the very first published works by Mike Kaluta.
Really?
I don't know if there's any Mike Kaluta fans out there.
I have that Demon Baby cover, and it's one of my favorite covers. And he did it.
Have a look at it.
Hey, you didn't send me that one.
No, because I kept it.
Brat.
And one more. Teen Confessions. Not sure who did that cover off the top of my head. Let me see. His press agent, Mr. Walker, said he talked to me. He didn't tell me he would do this to me. He didn't tell me this would happen. Oh, a dream come true. I guess they're rehearsing for a scene, maybe. I don't know. Is that 5? Maybe I'll do one more. This is a cool cover. Unfit for Love. Nora was fit as a fiddle for dancing, for swimming, for tennis, for cycling, but unfit for love.
Wow, look at her.
Whew.
You know what? Yeah, I'm getting 5 aces. I'm getting jealous of Johnny. What's really interesting about this is as I was going through all these comics, I was seeing like how many there are. Like this is Teen Confessions number 76, and a lot of them are in the 150s, and like there were a lot of romance comics on the market, which I kind of just disregarded them.
They have kind of low print runs, like every like usually in the March issues, they would have a statement of ownership that would tell you what the circulation was. And circulation on these were like 115,000 compared to a DC at that time was like triple that. So they didn't sell a lot of them. And you figure they were selling them, they were making like a nickel a piece on them. So that was still pretty decent money. But the artists didn't get much.
Oh, this is Johnny. I think he's got a beard now.
Yeah.
Johnny, you're going to ride away and I'll be lonely again. And he gets punched in the face.
Yeah, but he gets up and punches it back. You can believe that.
This is one In the Moonlight. This one's cool. It's about a funeral. Look, love lies deep and cold.
That's Jim Aparo art there.
Jim Aparo. He did a run on Batman, right?
Yeah.
Wow. I'm trying to remember. Jim Aparo. He has a very distinctive look when he does his Batman. I could usually tell right away it's that artist. I'm not seeing it here though.
Yeah, well, that's definitely him. It's early work.
Yeah, When Winter Goes. And then here's another one of that
Tom
really
Sutton,
art. I mean, that's just really strange art. It's just really, but quirky, interesting. I don't know. That's strange. All right, I threw a whole bunch in there, but I went quickly.
Yeah, I'll go quickly through a bunch.
All right, let me.
Oh, you got more?
Oops, I failed that time. It's not sliding.
Getting down. The stack is really reducing. There's
a laugh a minute.
Yeah.
Look at the logo.
I want you to read them because they're backwards and I can't read them.
Yeah, I'll laugh a minute. Look at the logo, how it's changing colors from yellow to purple.
That's cool. You make good observations. This one, the color looks weird.
You know what? I'm going to say that one's faded. It got faded.
It's like a printing defect, but it just comes right. It fades, and you see how the color comes over that.
I think the purple they used stayed longer, but all the others faded.
Yeah, but look, the yellow is still yellow on that area. Wouldn't that have faded too? I don't know.
Maybe the other the colors that they use in the print wasn't as lasting or durable, or I think someone put that one in like in the sun.
Maybe. I think maybe it's a printing defect, but I don't know. It could be. Well, of
But
course,
that's
the logo looks kind of faded too.
That's not the way it should have looked originally.
Yeah. Time for love.
Thank you for showing up, Pie Face. We're putting them to sleep.
We're putting them to sleep tonight.
Too much romance.
Woo, time for love.
Well, look, that's a really pretty cover. There's another Susan Day.
Yeah. You want to see her?
Yeah, let's see Susan. Let's see if it's a different pose. She's like in 50% of these comics.
They put the same one in over and over.
That's hilarious.
I'm not seeing her immediately. Oh, well, I can't find her. That's weird. Maybe there's a page out. Maybe someone clipped it.
Well, those things happen.
Those happen. Okay, this one's got. Here's a Bobby Sherman. We'll see how he looks. There he is. Doesn't look very much like him, but
I wouldn't know. I don't even know who he is.
I know what Bobby Sherman looks like, and that doesn't really look like him.
Oh, well, he had nice hair.
Yeah, time for love.
Wow. Now, see that yellow on that cover looks a little faded too, but
no wedding today. That's a terrible thing to say to a woman in a big white dress.
Let me go. I can't marry you, Ted. Let me go.
But it's time for love.
Oh, look at her.
Woo.
It looks more like John Davidson.
Yeah, it does, really.
No slave to love. Look at that. Look at that blue background. That's gorgeous. With the moon.
Oh, here, I've got this one too.
Oh, yeah. Love it.
I think I had a triple of this one.
Yeah, I'm just like kind of fascinated with that artist.
And drum roll, I'm sure everyone's been waiting for this. This is my last one.
It is? I still got like 20 of them. Look at this. Time for love. Hey, you know what? I think you saved the best for last. Look at that hair.
That is a nice one.
That's gorgeous.
But these, I've been going through them as I go. That's why they're not in bags. I've been scanning out what I want to scan, and then because I've still got like this huge stack that I've already bagged up. Not in Mylar. I don't put mine in Mylar because Mylar splits, and I like to go back and look at my books.
It's Splitsville.
Splitsville on your Mylars.
Well, I love Mylar.
They are beautiful.
I love it.
I'm not going to take that away.
So I'm just gonna flip through. I grabbed about 10, and in fact I have about 15 more.
That's one of my favorite covers there.
Oh, this one is?
Yeah.
All right, let's look at it. This one, I swear, I actually opened this one up because I was like, the one that I did had the same exact scene in it, where they were at a protest and the guys were looking down at her and they were holding signs. But when I opened it up, it wasn't the same story. And so I thought to myself, maybe they were like scanning each other. Like they were reusing scenes from different comics. I don't know. It was just like, there's a lot of similarities in many of these comics, but they weren't paying them much because this was a really pretty disregarded company. So we can forgive them. Don't be sex symbols. Free women from slavery. And this one has a David Cassidy poster.
Interesting thing about Charlton Comics was they were like a printing company, and they had a printing press, and they said, "Hey, I think we can make comic books." And so their comic books were different from everyone else's and kind of inferior, but they pumped out a lot of them.
Emancipated Amanda. Now, why do you like? I think you really like his pants.
Oh yeah, his pants are so cool. I always want to get some of those newsprint pants.
Look at this.
Archie used to have pants like that in some of his Archie covers.
So why do you? Oh, this says you're right. Garcia Lopez 71.
Yeah.
And there's the signature on it right there.
Yep.
So why do you like this cover so much?
I just like the flowers and the psychedelica, and
And
just and
contrast
it's
to the black.
and it's signed by Garcia Lopez,
Mm.
and like Emancipated Amanda, her butt looks so nice there in her jeans.
Emancipated Amanda. Look at that
Yeah,
hair.
she looks good in those
Okay, you're
jeans.
treating her like a sex symbol, which is exactly what they're saying you're not allowed to do.
Yeah, but if you get to the end of the story, they're like, "Yeah, we like being sex symbols."
There's another find a word puzzle. So here we got, this free to love, and another the boss's daughter,
Archipelago,
and another find a word puzzle.
and they're
Oh,
never
this is
worked.
Capello. There you
No
go.
one ever worked them.
I see this one, Capello, right there.
Yep.
Look at that. Okay, here we got that guy again. Look at this.
Tom Sutton, you
It's
know it.
so strange, so different from all the other ones.
Well, because he painted them. They're painted.
This one is one I like.
Yeah, that's Mike Vosberg.
That one is
I like his
really
work.
cool. Like the background. It's like a pinup. And it does say Mike Vesper, something like that. It's with a P at the end. Vesper or something. I don't know. See, this one is too busy for me.
Yeah.
There's a lot of text to read.
Yeah.
Love thy neighbor. It's very biblical. I don't think they mean it that way, though. Love thy neighbor.
Oh, that was an interesting story. It's of a Catholic girl who marries a Jewish boy. And that was like a series that went on for several issues.
Oh, let me read this. David thought Chuck and Dinah were snubbing them because he was Jewish. But Irish Eileen pointed out that they didn't talk to her either. Then they became friends and wound up with tears and heartbreak. Love thy neighbor, Irish Eileen. Come on, Eileen. Oh, no, that's my husband. And then this one is weird. It's got this hovering woman.
It's the interfering mother. That was a theme that came through.
Capello. Yeah. So I've got another stack of maybe about 12. I can skip them or go through them really quickly, but I did want to show off some of the Marvel and the DC romance just to show how they were different.
Yeah.
I don't know if you have any of them here, but I just have 4. Okay, so I have a DC Falling in Love, and it's seriously a great comic. I've shown it off in my video. So I was so happy to get another one in this series. So Falling in Love. And we got if you want to compare Charlton to DC, I mean, you do see similarities, but you also see, I think, a difference in quality.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a pretty cool cover.
I have a Falling in Love too that I got this weekend.
Wait, let's see it.
That's an older one.
Is it a DC?
Yeah, it's a DC.
Oh, yeah.
Falling in Love. Sorry to interrupt you.
No, interrupt whenever you want. And then here's the Girls Love Stories, which is a 15 center. And I don't particularly like white backgrounds. I think it's a wasted opportunity. I think this cover would pop way more if it had a different color background. So I think that's this would be such a better cover without that white background. I feel that. But look at the dynamics of this, her.
Harold doesn't love you, Nancy. He's just using you. It isn't true. It can't be. Not now. Uh-oh. What do you think happened now?
I let my mother think we were just friends. Oh, this one I was laughing at. They said I was too ugly to love. On Girls True. I'm definitely reading that one.
It's one of those ugly duckling stories, I'll bet.
And then these are the 2 Marvels, and we have to go over these because I was talking to you about them. So first we have My Love, and this is a My Love, Tales of Love That Could Be Yours. But I think this is a famous artist, right?
Yeah, I think that's John Buscema, inked by John Romita.
John Romita, it says it right there.
Yeah.
And so this one, though, I thought that this was a Buscema.
Sal Buscema, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that just screams to me like Buscema. And so, but I was searching, I didn't see his signature anywhere. And so you get these classic Marvel artists doing these romance comics.
Yeah, but
Just
I think
really
the
cool.
artists at Charlton were much more interesting. Their stories were much more interesting looking. The Marvel ones, they all seem to be just kind of. I mean, technically the art is good, bad, maybe better, but there was more life in the Charlton comics. I
You
think.
like them better. I
Yeah.
just like these because I recognize the art. I was like, oh wow, right?
Yeah.
Because they're people I know, so it's more familiar. And I just think the DC ones, I think, are the best of them all.
Yeah.
I even the one that I read, I thought was really cool. And I really like this dynamic pose on here where she's like bent over, pointing
Yeah.
her finger and her face. It's just these covers kind of like really come to life.
If you look at the DCs though, they usually go for like $10-$20 each.
They're
So
expensive.
people agree with you.
Yeah, I think the DC, and I think that in many instances there was a time when the DC horror was the best art,
Yeah. Yeah,
vastly
when
better
Bernie
than
Wrightson and Neil Adams were doing the
whoa.
stories, they were
Yeah,
really
they were
good.
just so
Yeah.
much, and Kaluta. You
Yeah.
mentioned Kaluta.
Kaluta, yeah.
Yeah, one of my favorite comics of all time is that Kaluta one with that demon baby on it.
Ooh,
It's
yeah.
so crazy. I just love it. And so I have this many more that you sent me. I could go through them or not. I think we've seen enough though.
Yeah.
You did send me some Golden Age and Silver Age comics if you'd like me to run through those. They're always fun. They're not romance, so it's up to you.
I wanted to change the page. You might throw them up. Some people might want to cleanse their palate.
So this one is Where Monsters Dwell, and it has a little bit of a defect. I don't care. This is really cool, and in fact, if I can open this up, if we have time, without splitting my Mylar, because when I open this up, it's got this gorgeous splash page. I mean, look at that.
Insect
It's
Man.
so cool. And it's got that yellow background. And I could imagine if you were a kid opening this up when it was fresh and how those colors would have popped.
Yeah.
Now, that's got to be Jack Kirby, right? I'm not. No, maybe not. That doesn't look like a Kirby figure at all. But, oh no. Yeah, that's a Kirby for sure. Maybe
Yeah.
it's a Kirby and someone else.
Ink by Dick Ayers, maybe.
Yeah, look at that. That's definitely a Kirby face.
Yeah.
So this was probably earlier because these are definitely reprint comics.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
yeah, everybody knows that. Oh, Sleepy's here. Hi, Sleepy. Oh, you know, I forgot to say
Sleepy.
that if anybody wanted to jump on, they can. And then I never said that. And if anybody wants to show off some old comics or something, just let me know in the comments if you want to jump on for a few minutes and chat. I could throw the link in there.
Come on, Sleepy. Let's see you. See your beautiful face.
Mm. And so now I'm trying to slide this back into the Mylar without splitting it. I don't want you to be proven right, but you're right. Mylar does split, and it is difficult to get comics in and out of the Mylar. But when you think about the majority of the time the comics are in the Mylar.
And it does protect them. It does. Insects can't eat through it. Yeah, they're good.
It's more how they look. I mean, the colors, everything about them pop.
Yeah.
So Sleepy's in the car.
Oh.
Yeah. So I'm going to show off Harvey. So you sent me this Audrey and Melvin. I mean, it's so cool. And this one's even better because I love the solid background on this one. How gorgeous they are. Another one. What is this? She's playing a prank on him where he's gonna answer the phone.
Hey Melvin, answer the phone.
And then he's gonna get flashed. And then the next, oh wait, two more Harvey. And I mean, look at this. This is just so cool. That is just a gorgeous cover. And then we got that. This is a 10 center, right?
I thought you'd like that, Felix.
Yeah, I mean, it's gorgeous. Look at that. It's so cool. And And then you sent me some Dell, and these are also 10-cent Dells. Like 10-cent Dells are just so cool. Look at this Donald Duck, an Elmer Fudd, and finally, this one. Look at this background, how much it pops. Look at that, it's so cool. So I really thank you because I love having these in my collection. And you also sent me this, but which is in such good condition. But this one can't fit in a Golden Age Mylar because it's too thick. So I actually have to put this one in a magazine Mylar. But what I love is usually they have these like really cool art on the back. And when I was flipping through this, like the condition of this, like the colors still pop. It's really cool. And it's hard to find these in good condition.
Yeah, with the spine. Yeah.
Yeah, and so this was a real treat. I've got a couple of these, but they're beat up, and this one is really nice. And notice, this is painted art.
Yeah.
If you look at it, it's like you have to zoom in on it.
I wanted to send you something good because you helped me out with that romance lot.
All of the romance ones are cool. I'm gonna have fun reading those. I told you I'm gonna be reading them and commenting so that I'm reading them. Because I'm just, you took the romance comics that I have, which is about 5, and how would you what did you do? You not quadrupled them, but how would you say multiplied it by 500 fold?
Well, I started collecting. I was like you. I had maybe, I don't know, I might have had 20 or 30 romance comics, and I started really zeroing in on them back in like maybe March. And now I don't know if you can see I've got three full boxes, and then that's not romance, but those 3 are all romance. Those 2 are Charlton, and that one is Marvel and DC. And then I've got another box over here with all of these, which is going to be almost full. So we got all those like just since March, and I think I paid an average.
You're a hoarder. You have to get rid of that. You have to let go.
Sure, I will.
So you send them my way.
Now, when I want to sell them for some better money, I'm going to sell them on eBay in like little lots, because if you put them in lots of like 6 or 7, people will bid up like $6 to $8 each.
Yeah,
it's like that's just the way it goes.
Yeah,
I used to buy those little lots I'd get them for $2 or $3 each, and now they're going for $4, $5, $6 each. Yeah, I can't get them, so I have to wait for the big lots.
Yeah,
but then
that's another thing about you that I didn't mention. You're a flipper, and so you get things, and then you'll go to a local comic store, and then you'll flip them for some books that you want. Like you'll get a bunch of books cheap, and like you're just talking about right now, you get a bunch of books in big lots, and then you'll do whatever you can, and then
flip them to you.
Yep. And then it's that's a really cool way. Like I'm so bad because when I'm done with my books, or I don't want them, I just give them to somebody. And then when, for example, I do that with everything, like albums, I do that with and I can't be bothered to take them to a store because they don't give you anything.
Yeah, they don't give you anything really.
And then eBay, it's like there's so much work involved. Maybe when I retire, I do that more. But man, it's a lot of work to go to the post office and box them all up. So I say kudos to you because you make the hobby work for you, which I think is really, really cool.
Well, I've been doing it my whole life since I was a little kid. So
yeah, I'm just going to quickly look through the final bunch of books to see if there's anything we can really show off. Oh, this one is pretty cool. Look at that cover.
Woo!
Look at that.
She's having her heart broken there.
Oh, wow. Look at this one. There's a lot of peace symbols going on. Or
that's a good one. That's got a Nieto story in it. Yeah.
Wow.
That's the gold standard for me if they have an Enrico Nieto story in them.
Look at that. That's a pretty cool cover. Wow.
Yeah.
And let's see. Okay, this is another one that to me looks faded.
Yeah.
Like someone had it in a window or something.
But I have another copy of that, and it's similar. So I don't know.
But
look at it. Printed it.
Yeah. It's a pretty cool, it's a cool cover.
Yeah, because the yellow is popping so much, like yellow usually fades.
And look at this one with a Western theme. That's look at that cover. That's neat.
Wash
And
your
then
hands,
this,
dear boy.
look at this one though. She's like, "Get away from me!" Wow. And then you probably know this artist. I'm looking. You probably know that artist off the top of your head, but if you
Oh,
don't,
that's
okay.
Frank Boyle.
Look at that. I just like the thick lines on this one. It's like
Yeah.
a coloring book.
Yeah.
Look at that. All right. So I cheated. I threw some extra in there.
Yeah.
I'm just really happy to have these comics. They're so cool, and I can't wait to jump into them and start reading them. So I don't know if there's anything else you wanted to talk about or show off. I mean,
Yeah, we've been going for a long time. We're over an hour, so I guess we'll save it for another one maybe someday.
It was took a little bit of coordinating because you had gone out of town, and what was really cool is you went to an art museum and you were sending me some.
Yeah, they had a Gauguin exhibit. Yeah.
Yeah. How do you say his name?
Gauguin.
Gauguin. I always say Gaw instead of Go.
Yeah.
I don't know which is right, but yeah, you were sending me the pictures of it, and I was drooling because
I wish I had some pictures to show, but yeah, he was such a good artist.
You send them to me, so I've got them. Let me see if I could. All I have to do is open them up. Let's see. Oh, and I was reading. I took a picture of this today and sent it out. That was from the horror comic I read, and you sent me this one from another. Like, if I could get what a cool picture that is. I don't know what comic you got that from, but I want it. And then. So you were sending me so here we go. So some of the Gauguin, right? I mean, we've all seen Gauguin, but you got to see. Are we gonna get some problems?
Oh yeah, I spent over an hour looking at his paintings, and I was looking kind of crazy because I draw a color wheel on my hand, and then when you look at his paintings, there's always a formula that he uses. He'll use like the dominant color. Look at what the dominant color is going to be, one color, and then he'll use the two complements, and there'll be an accent of the opposite color. And it does it on every single one of them.
Yeah. So you sent me those, and I was very appreciative because I was like, drooling. I love going to art museums, and when someone else goes, that's so cool. So Mark said David gives away records, books, shirts. So Mark just got a package from me, and he's going to make a video because I sent him. I was wearing a shirt, and my husband was like, "You don't look good in that shirt." And I was like, "But I really like this shirt. I bought it because I liked it." And so I was like, I told Mark about it, and he's like, "I like it." So I just and he told me about that months ago, but I've had it waiting to send him a package. Amazing lot. Thank you, Mr. E. I don't know. So Mr. E is a big collector. He buys things for cheap, and he often shows off a lot of his comics. But I don't really recall you showing off Charlton. Mr. E, do you have a Charlton collection?
And then, Mr. E, you like low-grade comics. I had a couple more to pull out to show. This is a low-grade one with a Bob Montana cover.
Look at that. Cool? I don't mind older comics that are beat up. I just like having them in my collection, but that looks like the Archie guy.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Bob Montana. Yeah. His covers are really collectible. If this was in better shape, it would be expensive.
Wow.
And one more low-grade comic I'll show you.
I mean, wait. We got to make you big. Ooh, it's an Uncle Scrooge. Wait. Yeah, let me slide you on over. This is the big finale. Wow.
Uncle Scrooge #1, only a poor old man.
Wait, it's a #1, Uncle Scrooge?
Yeah, well, it's 4-color number 386, but that's the first appearance of Uncle Scrooge. Not the first appearance. It's the first story that's called Uncle Scrooge.
Wow.
First complete comic of Uncle Scrooge.
That must be worth some money then.
Yeah, that's worth like over $100 even in this shape. See, it's got some business down here.
I noticed you didn't send that to me. Unfriended.
Unfriend me.
That's
Well,
a
you didn't
cool,
send me. To be honest, you didn't send the Charlton comics that I was really panting for. That one that I told
which
you I
one?
really wanted, and you didn't send it to me.
Which one
Oh,
is it?
it was a horror comic that she showed, and I wrote back immediately. Oh, I really want that comic, but you didn't send it to me.
I don't remember, and I probably never will. No, if you want it, I'll send it to you.
Nah,
I even have one I have a Charlton. It's the Dr. Graves, I think. I have a Dr. Graves that's even slabbed. I have, I think, two. Yeah.
I don't like slab comics. I don't have a single slab comic in my collection.
I got them cheap. That was the only reason, and I liked them. So, I mean, some of those. What do you call them? What did I just say his name was? Dr. Graves.
Dr. Graves, yeah.
They're Steve Ditko, but they're all really psychedelic and funky. It's like
Yeah.
Doctor Strange to the weird extreme, right? So
Yeah.
they were too cheap to pass up. They were so cool. I'll send you pictures of them.
Mr. E, I got that Uncle Scrooge comic in this lot at a estate sale, and it was so interesting because one person had gotten the comics, and you could tell that he had gotten like one or two comics a month between 1950 and 1960 because they were just spaced out, and he never got the same. He rarely got the same comic twice. That's where that Bugs Bunny giant came from.
Wow.
From that collection. And
Wow.
I always find it neat when I find collections and you can tell that they were all bought within a certain time period. Like maybe the kid was sick and his parents went out and bought him a bunch of comics.
Wow.
It's really just to infer what happened just from a collection. It's so interesting to me.
Yeah. Well, on that note, I'm going to sneeze, I think, right now. Oh, so I'm going to end it, but don't leave so we can chat for a little bit. Okay.
Okay.
I want to thank everybody in the audience for sticking around, looking at all these romance comics. I had a blast. I don't know how interesting it is for the audience to go through all these romance comics, but I'm so appreciative to get all these books in the mail, and I can't wait to start reading some of them. So, as my audience, you're going to have to suffer through these in the future. But I want to thank also Donald Rex for coming on here with me. And I guess we'll end with Mark saying, "Jolly good show, guys." Very interesting. So let me go ahead and end it. Thank you, everybody. Oh, wait. Morton's saying goodbye, and Comic Crack is saying goodbye, and Sleepy Reader. Yeah. All right. Thanks, everybody.
Thanks, Terrence.